you find that as time passes and there's more distance put for each of you guys individually from Destiny's Child, that there's less of that tendency to always compare one against the other?
It's gonna happen.
Right.
It's gonna happen. And the thing is that, I think that it's just important to go out there and be yourself. And people are gonna compare anyways because we've spent so many years of our lives together. Mm-hmm. And I know for me, I like to sit around and I like to think about how can I be different, just not even like thinking about from Beyonce or Michelle, but just how can I be different as a performer, as an artist.
And how about your musical choices in terms of collaborators? Do you consciously try and steer away from someone that either Beyonce or Michelle might work with?
Yeah, and if you do try to stay, not possibly away, but you try to, if you work with that producer, you're like, look, I want my own sound, right. Whether it's a ding, 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 or whatever it is, you want it definitely to be different from Beyonce and Michelle's. Mm-hmm. You definitely have to express that, just because you want to be different.
Speaking of your girls, present and past, I don't think we've spoken to you since Letoya's record came out this past summer. And I think a lot of people were just, wow, where's she been? And what kind of maybe comeback of the year, maybe, some might say.
Very proud of Letoya. Yeah. I'm so proud of Letoya. And it was so funny because I remember hearing Torn for the first time in Houston, and I smiled kind of flashed across my face like, you go, mama. Like, you're very happy, you know what I mean? And you should be happy for everybody. I know Letoya worked really hard for a long time on this record, and is so happy that it's out and everybody's loving it. I'm very happy for
And
her.
the DC drama is all ancient history anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's so old.
6 or 7 years, right?
Revenges and all of that kind of crazy stuff is stupid. So
wasted emotion, all
exactly.
that stuff. Yeah. And My Story is the name, working title or the official title?
Nah, we're still, the title is still up in the air now.
Oh, really? Okay.
Just because I feel like so much has happened, in the year and the time that I made the decision to name the album My Story till now. It's evolved even since then. Mm-hmm. So I think that naming it My Story is not even fair to myself. I have to think of a different title now.
Was that title, where did that title come from? Is it going to be a very confessional, autobiographical kind of record?
Definitely. The record was kind of too full of mid-tempos and ballads, so I wanted to bring it up a little bit. I mean, I'm 25, I'm young.
Right.
So I had to bring some youth to the record.
Right. But there will be still some of that on there, some of that personal stuff.
Of course, it's definitely still personal things on the record. I have one record that I actually sat down and I wrote with the writer Lonnie Burrell. It's called I'm Still in Love with My Ex. And that's one of the deepest songs on the record to me. Of course, I felt it because it's really personal for me, so.
Now, when you do a song like that, everyone's going to want to read into it. They're going to have all these questions about which ex and are you really still in love with him? And,
people are going to have all of those kinds of questions, but it's just a song.
So you're ready
Sometimes you enhance.
Okay. Are you bothered by, when you were in a fairly high-profile relationship, not at the level of B's relationship, certainly, but you've had a taste of that. Mm-hmm. You see what the kind of attention she gets for her relationship. Do you want to kind of avoid in the future being involved with someone who's a performer like yourself or a celebrity like yourself?
Well, I mean, you can't alienate anybody, but I would like to not go down that road.
Probably best not
But if it happens, then it happens. Like, you can't, leave anybody out. What if I meet a nice guy?
Right.
So it really shouldn't matter. I know this time I'll shut my mouth about it. I won't tell anybody.